Hey everyone, how you going? My name's Choo and I'm here to show you my Techopolis 2 base, backed by Ben Law for 1.1 Minecraft Java. So this is back at 100%. Definitely did have a mess over in the back end there when it first started. It's a skyblock pack based around automation. You can see I went with the wooded smooth stone deep slate for my palette, and that's the same with frame draw. So we come in off the platform, straight into the control room. See the Me controller below through the glass. There is quite tucked in behind here. There's a few ender chests for import, just to give an idea of the amount of resources coming in. Just a few. So where to start? I go down. Does work. So this wing is where all the resource generation is. I have used the muffler to muffle the mechanism sound. Ooh, they're loud. In behind one is all the ores in their process. There was a couple of spare spots. I didn't end up using them, and the ruby was any faster. And I mean, these machines will need, like, there is faster options for using caps, like nether stars. There's quite a few different, but the resource production was more about needing more of the processing than the raw ores coming in. So this window is just purely iron. It was did when I upgraded the steel. Then we have in here is the Ad Astra ores. So the only way to process them is via the jumbo smelters. Behind here is, I believe this one was the crystals. No, the dye. Yeah, the dye was needed for final craft. We'll show in a minute. In here was just the processing of gems like redstone, lapis, coal, all of those. They got the nether star beacon treatment because I was able to manage it off of the starter base right up until getting the final craft done, and then moving things into the main base at that point. And that one's just the mitre and crystal. Just block storage. And then in here is just all glass. I needed a lot of glass craft. That got thrown in on the end. Down on this side, we just have our molecular assemblers, and I mean a lot of these are all fully upgraded. Full, so this whole tower is full. Whole tower, front and back, and I think I made it to yeah. So there's only the top two and the back half. In here is just machine auto processing and the crafting computers. Just your standard input output. I think there was still room for one machine here that I didn't end up needing. And then this little back corner to separate some of the bigger crafts to give machines, like these crafts will constantly run. And then power. So power, I didn't end up needing to upgrade from Spirited, so this was enough to get me through. In early game power, I did have a couple of water wheels until I got access to the lapidary dynamos, and then I went to one reactor, and then when I did the mechanism ore processing, started to choke on power, so I put 4 in and added the dry ice. This is all passively generated, keeps the base going because I wanted that to slow anything down since putting that in. This area is all my essence. So I started off with just the green, and I was doing the advanced and the elite essence in other places of the base, and realized I was chewing through every second level essence and third level essences have their own passive, so if I use blue in crafting, it doesn't affect green. Is the idea behind that. And then this is where I'm doing my soul sand. So when I first started doing soul sand, it effectively ate all of the sand in my system. Set up this thing here so I could generate soul sand separate to the rest. That is all of the bottom floor. We'll just come up. So this is the controller I went with. It's the standard, right, 5x5. Thought I was going to need P2P. I did use, I think, one channel. Yeah, up here. So this one's got 2 channels on it, which uses one on the main line, right? If you understand P2P, and this is still 32 full. It could have been used, I guess, but just easier if you don't need it, right? Then we've got, like, this is sort of the main processing. I spent a lot of my time in this area. You can see up there the 16 final technium. This is my technium wing, speaking of. We have basic. Got the coal coke and creosote production up the top into the treated planks with the smooth stone, then into the advanced crafted. That bronze was there, but that's alright. This is literally just after I'd finished the final craft, so some of these are still a bit low on resources, but they work through. Right? I lost that block. The atomic disassembler is a very quick piece of machinery. You can see the steel is what takes the time in here. I'll use a netherrack for lava. I did start off with cobble. And this one here, laser IO. I love laser IO. It's very powerful. It's odd. And then we have our elite technium set up in here. This one is, yeah, the electrum, I believe signalum as well, yep, and the amethyst. And yeah, the electrum into gears. Amethyst wasn't really needed for anything else, so I didn't worry about putting it on the main network. I just made it locally here. These items on the front are a part of craft for the technium, but then I wanted them available to the system. So steel gears, in glass, bronze, coal coke, signal, electrum. These are all handy to have. Then you come to Hellish. This thing uses a lot of raw resources, mainly because of singularity requirement. So that's 8 of those, and then soul sand. This is where a lot of netherite. This is how we're doing the refined, exporting them both. And then of course you have the voided technium, which is just all the blocks from Ad Astra, Nether Stars, and the Hellish as well. This was just to cap this area off. Whoops, that just... It's energy. So these all just come out into induction smelters. I put them around the wrong way. No, it's not linked because I broke it. What's happening there? Say, I thought there was plenty of power. There we go. That covers that wing, and then there is the other item automation. So we've got all the alloys from Mechanism for doing the speed upgrades and the installers. This was the iron hungry steel. See, there's a couple of advanced at the back, basic. I mean, there's no backup yet, but it is fairly quick, right? Like constant supply of it coming in. And then we have our green, mob essence, red mob essence, and blue. These are all just set to a single draw, so don't use up all my essence. And this was the netherite factory. I did netherite from miner to ingot because of what I experienced with doing the steel. If I went through again, I would probably do iron would have its own, steel would have its own iron supply, so as I could scale it up even further without just completely grinding everything to a halt because there's no iron left. Then we've got nether star duplication through the essence mob. It is in there, it's just not rendered. And then blaze rods, because it's passive pack, so there's no, you can't just make a mob farm for this stuff. My uranite production, just automatically exporting uranium into the charger and then into here with a storage bus underneath. And this was my charged Certus. There is a recipe for it, but this was just required less hands-on lava production. Just a little bit of greenery that was required. So vines were used in some recipes, beets for the red, sugarcane for paper, right, string, and with our fairly standard inscribery. And then up onto the top floor, I've left the launch pad here. Tier 4 rocket, just a couple of workbenches. These were some of the actual Certus for final crafts, the quantum compressed die, slime balls, just a couple slime balls. And then this is for the immersive mastery. So effectively we can just put mastery paper in and it will go through the process, give me everything that it's required. So the liquid is just on passive supply basically. Our tree, a one tree. This is the only thing that was used, one tree absorber for the whole palette, the whole pack. And then just tucked away over to the side is our rocket crafting. And so to look at the final craft for the pack, the right here is the final tech. So we needed quite a few of those. These are all those technium ingots, which is special for the pack, and then all these mastery books. Biggest challenge one I think is the digital storage. So you have two options. You can go with the applied energistics route or the refined storage. So I used applied energistics for my playthrough, but when I got to this point, these, because you need 16 of these books, so that's 4 stacks of 256k storage components. Yeah, take a long time in the inscribers. So I ended up unlocking, where did he go? This one. I ended up unlocking refined storage just to go with this instead. So it's just all crafting and smelting. Like, there's no craziness outside of that. There's another one in here that was the essence one, was probably this one here. just another reason why I separated all three colors out, so you'd always have access to them. Except red's gone. Okay. Anyway, you can see generally resources won't issue. Power as well, like planning thing was always full. So yeah, that is my Techopolis 2 base. If you're thinking about giving it a go, I definitely recommend it. It was a lot of fun. If you just want to have a closer look at this one, I might unclaim all these chunks so it doesn't affect. Yeah, and because I was playing single player world, I did run the chunk claiming command so I could claim as many chunks as I wanted to and load as many as I wanted to. All of that neat stuff. All of this stuff should work fine. Here's where the security terminal is if it doesn't. Nothing's been configured to just myself. And the network doesn't have a password on it. So I will also, does this have, no it doesn't, I have to do it through here. So world time was 3.49 days. Everything was set up and then other tasks were done while the passive crafting was going on. So there was no need for any AFKing, all the rest of that. I will grab chest out, place that right there. We'll put the thing into there. And then that way, if you do decide to come in and have a closer look for yourself, just crashed. Okay. Well. I've actually only had, that's only the second crash I've had in this pack since I started. The first one, I think it was because I was being impatient with AE2. Not sure why that one happened. Just load this up again, make sure all that stuff is in a box for you. Oh, at least it's saved. Alright, so with that, I might do these for my offline games going forward. I'm still currently playing Project Ozone 3 on Mythic mode. You can catch that live on my stream every Friday, Australian Eastern Standard. I usually start at about 11 PM. That's at twitch.tv/squishytube. Look forward to seeing you there. And offline, I'm currently playing FTB Skies. So once I finish that one, I might do another little tour like this and see where that pack takes me design wise. Until then, bye for now.